Hello everyone, we are back home now in our cul-de-sac. Our summer break is coming to an end and back to school is in the air. Today I thought I would share with you our easy to make, perfect every time homemade pizza. This can be a nice addition to your back to school dinner game plan. So come on in and let's get started. Welcome back to my kitchen. We're all ready for you here. You know, I've played around with pizza doughs off and on over the years, searching for the best one. And this one I have settled on as being the very best based on taste and texture, nutrition, and easy to make. Okay, first in our large liquid measuring cup, we have 2 cups of warm water. Warm, not hot. And you can kind of test that on the back of your hand. To that, we're going to add 2 packages of regular, active, dry yeast. Regular, not the rapid rise or the fast acting. And this one is actually labeled especially for whole grain flours, which is great. Just sprinkle that in. Quickly add 4 tablespoons or 4 squirts of honey. And 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to stir that fairly well to combine it, all that together well. Again, 2 cups of warm water, 2 packets of regular active dry yeast, 4 tablespoons of honey, and 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Stir that together well. And we're just going to set this aside for about 5 minutes until it becomes bubbly and foamy or fermenting. Okay, while our yeast mixture is beginning to ferment for us, let's move on to the other half of the ingredients. In my large stainless steel bowl, I have 5 cups of whole wheat flour. And as for rice and pasta, it is more flavorful, nutritious, and satisfying than its white counterpart, where all that goodness has been removed. Okay, quickly, to our 5 cups of whole wheat flour, we're going to add just about 2 teaspoons of garlic salt. And salt is important here because it does play a role in the texture of the bread, of the dough. Okay, and about 2 teaspoons of oregano, just to give it a nice flavor, something a little bit more flavorful than the average pizza dough. But it really doesn't overtake it all. And about 2 tablespoons of dried chopped onion. And I'm just going to whisk those flavors in to the flour until it's blended. Okay, take a quick look. Our yeast mixture is bubbly and foamy. We're going to add that. I made a well in our flour mixture, and we're going to pour that in to our dries. Get it all in there. It did what it was supposed to do. Now, I'm going to take just a large serving fork. I'm going to spray it a little bit with the cooking spray so we don't get too much sticking. And with the large serving fork, we're going to stir the yeast mixture into the flour mixture until it is just combined. Okay, our liquid is just combined with our flour, and it looks a little crumbly. But what we're going to do is we're going to start to work with it in the bowl. We're going to gather it all together into a, kind of a crumbly ball at this point. And we're going to fold and press until it becomes too sticky to work with, and that will happen. So for what we're going to do on standby here, I have my flour with a little sieve in it. Okay, so I'm folding and pressing, and it's starting to get sticky to the touch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle in
a little bit of the flour. There it is. It's getting real sticky, so I'm going to sprinkle in, not a lot, just maybe a couple tablespoons. You can even flip it and get the other side a little, okay? And we're going to fold and press again until it becomes too sticky to work with. You'll only have to do this a few times, and then you'll be able to form just a nice soft ball that might be a little sticky, but not too sticky. Okay, that time I only had to add that one flour addition. And I'm folding and pressing again, and I don't think I need to add more flour. It's a little sticky, but it's coming together nicely in a nice soft ball. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil on both sides of it and just kind of coat the ball, and then using the dough to coat the rest of the bowl with oil till it's lightly coated. Okay, we have moved our bowl of dough back to my warming zone on low. Not a regular burner, that would be too hot. And we lightly covered the very top of the bowl with plastic wrap. And we're going to let it sit here for an hour where it will continue to ferment, increasing in volume and become nice and smooth and elastic and stretchy for us. Now in the past I've also been known to set this on top of my dryer when it's been in use. And basically around here, my laundry room and my kitchen are 24-hour operations, which I'm sure many of you out there can relate to. And you know, if you don't have an ideal warming place, don't worry about it. Just leave it on your counter. I've done that before too, and it will rise for you. So we'll be back in about an hour. Okay, it's been 1 full hour. We're in good shape here. I'm going to bring the pizza dough over to the counter. Hey, who wants to press down the pizza dough?
I will.
Okay, give it its first press down, Miriam, real hard. Okay, thanks, honey. All right, now, I'm just going to keep pressing and rolling it until I get a nice, tight, firm ball here and get the extra air compressed. Now, I have to confess something here. Guess what we just did? We actually made a double batch. So, half of it for right now, and half of it for later, the freezer. There's actually no reason not to double batch pizza dough because as you can see, it truly takes no extra time at all, and you'll have dinner more than halfway ready on another night. Okay, for the freezer one, I'm just kind of forming it in a little disc, wrapping it up in some parchment paper, and I'm going to put it in a baggie, and we will get that off into the freezer. And when you need your freezer dough, you can transfer it from the freezer to the refrigerator the night before, or just take it out from the freezer and put it on your counter the day of, and when it's soft enough to use, it's ready for you. Now, for today, we have our pizza dough on a perforated pizza pan, which I like. I think it's the next best thing to baking it right on the rack. And I did lightly spray it with some cooking spray first. And we're just gonna press, and sometimes what I do is I'll start off with a rolling pin just to kind of help me out until it gets, you know, almost covered from the center to the edges, from the center to the edges. That just kind of gets you started. And I have a tea towel under my pizza pan to keep my pan from slipping on me here too much. And we're just going to keep working with it with our heel, the palms or heels of our hands here. Just press, stretch, press, stretch, press, stretch until it completely covers the pan. And we'll be back when we get there. Okay, Our pizza dough is covering our pizza pan nicely. Now this is my largest pizza pan. It's a 16-inch pizza pan, but a 12-inch pizza pan will be fine for this amount as well. So very simply, we just cover it with our favorite pizza sauce, kind of a thin layer of pizza sauce. This is an organic pizza sauce that I just got from my regular grocery store. Okay, I'm just going to spread that out till just about the edges. I leave a fairly small amount for the crust. I don't leave like a 2-inch crust. Mine border, I should say. I just do barely a 1/2 inch one. Now, here's my cheese tip. I do not use shredded cheese. I use sliced cheese. And this is a thin sliced provolone. And it's nice that it's round. They're round slices, so they go on the pizza nicely. It's a lot less messy, easier to apply, an even layer, and it bakes up beautifully. Kind of puffs up and browns. You'll see when it's done. And we're just going to pop this in a 400-degree Fahrenheit oven. And we're going to chuck it after 15 minutes. And our goal is to just, obviously have the crust cooked and the cheese puffed up nicely and browned. We'll let you know the final cook time when it's done. Okay, here it is. Our pizza baked up beautifully. See how those cheese slices do puff up and brown? It did take the full 15 minutes in a 400-degree Fahrenheit oven. And to serve it, instead of cutting it into regular pizza slices, I like to cut it into squares. It seems to go a little further that way. Okay, and to serve, just place your pizza squares on a platter. Just get as many on there as you can. You can always come back for seconds. And then pick up your platter, carry it over to the table, and shout, "Pizza's ready!" Okay, happy pizza making, everyone, and we'll see you next time in the cul-de-sac.